Hello, I'm making another because you guys apparently keep saying in my comment section, "Oh, you don't know about the game. You don't know about the direction of the game." I do know about the direction of the game. I've been playing since summer. Oh my god, fucking! I'm just gonna get the fuck out of there. Oh, trust my friends for 2 seconds. Don't trust anybody. So yeah. Um. oh, There we go. Cool. Four boxes. Yeah. So you guys go like, oh, you don't know what's like going on. You don't know the direction they're trying to take the game. I've been playing since the summer update, the first or second summer update. Like I played the when the Volcango was added. I've been playing since then. I played Sacrifice 1 and Sacrifice 2, which were massive content updates. So I don't know why you're going like, oh, you don't understand what the fuck's going on. I do. I clearly do. You don't. You guys are people who probably joined around Sacrifice 1 or Sacrifice 2. You didn't even play when there were barely any updates, and the only items people wanted were those exotics. And getting those exotics was such a pain in the ass. So yeah. Don't start coming at me with this, oh, you don't know what they're trying to do. No, I clearly do. Also, by the way, Sacrifice 3 is a rework sort of because they've been unhappy with the current way people have been rebirthing. So I know that much. They're not doing any real optimizations. They're doing a brand new map for the update, as they always usually do with large updates. And people are going like, "Oh, you're upset that they like didn't rerun this certain event or something like that." I'm going like, I'm upset that they're not rerunning every event just so that way they can get events going in. If they keep just, because it's literally just a drag and drop of like files into the actual game folders and just hitting publish. That's really all it is. I've been making my own games, so I know what it's fucking like. It's not that fucking bad to put out up updates because when you're a large developer, they like you putting out large updates. You get the best stuff, you get the best percentage cuts, you get, because right now as the game currently stands, they're currently in a state that's kind of putting them in the hole, because unless they start getting more players and more newer players, more than what's already in, they're gonna start losing their higher percentage cuts for the Robux that they get. Because like that's the thing that actually like makes sense. You need more players, but since this game's dying and has only a few, let's see how many people it actually has right now. 820. Tower Battles is more this game. That's a sad thing. It's a really sad thing. But yeah, they've tried doing stuff with this. It's like I get that they're like trying to be a whole bunch of different things. They're trying to add lore. Sacrifice 3 is a lore based update plus a like item rework because people have been using unintentional things to rebirth. A lot of people know what they are. The railgun cannons. That's why they're being completely replaced and redone with newer items. There's a lot of other items that are getting reworks that they're not happy with or they want to make better. That's understandable. But I'm just saying, like, if you just stop adding content, you stop showing updates for like holidays and stuff like that, you're gonna start losing players because if they're not looking at the current like Discord, they do not join the Discord, which several of the newer players are not probably part of the community, but they do. But there are some like older players that watch content and they'll type, like, oh, people don't people know where the game's going and you don't. Like, no, people don't know where the game's going. They're mindlessly playing a game, not joining the Discord and the community. They're just turning off the chat box. They're not even looking at this. They're not even looking at the player list. They're just kind of playing the game. They're just playing the game for fun. They're having fun, and then they'll eventually get bored of it. Because they're like, oh my gosh, like when they first log in, they see like this like S minus, this S plus. They're like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, they're gonna eventually learn some. This is a game, but so many people don't know what items do. It's insane. Like, I thought it was just people just weren't wanting to look it up. No, people just can't either look it up, or they just don't feel like even trying to look it up. So they just kind of put this like bootleg setup together, or they just watch a video and see what's the best setup to do. That's literally it. Like, wow, that's kind of bad, you would think. Well, yeah, it is. It's terrible. It's terrible for the lifespan of the game, and it's terrible for the current direction of the game, because, like, they're trying to bring in all this cool stuff for the people who are, like, late game and stuff like that. People are really looking forward to that. Yeah. They're looking forward to that. But when they're not adding any content updates, it's just going to make the current player base, which are not long-time players, or, like, a good portion of them are not long-time players. There's kind of just, like, people who randomly stumble across the game looking for tycoons or simulators. And yeah, it's kind of just in this limbo where they're just trying to hopefully stick out until then. Honestly, the update's been taking longer. They missed the summer span of players that they could have gotten, because right now Roblox is being flooded with like players because it's summer vacation, summer break. Older players are like coming back because there's a lot of games doing updates. If I remember, Fandom Forces did an update literally right before summer, so that way they could kind of bank off the people coming in. There were a couple of other people who were doing summer updates before. Yeah. And it's like, okay. So then what's Miners Haven doing? Nothing. They're rerunning older events. Like, if they really want to, they could have just went in and changed the number from a 6 to a 7. It's not that hard. They have a submission form, which people are still actively posting stuff for them. For birthday items, sacrifice items, reborn items. They are getting a flood of items still. Not as much as what it used to be, but there's still enough in there where they can just kind of go in and like edit around a bit, and then just put it through. But they're not even doing that. I'm pretty sure when we go into Sacrifice 3, we're gonna be seeing a lot of the submission items in there, and I don't know how good they'll be, because it's Talon and Foxy working on it. Talon has shown great promise, but he's been given such a big workload that he doesn't really know how to do. Foxy has been known for the complacency that they've done with the past updates. They were given Miners Haven for like a year and a half. Sorry, about a year and a half, and did nothing but just run seasonal events. That was it. Nothing but seasonal events. They said Sacrifice 3 will be launched sometime this year. And that's kind of scared me, because we're already halfway into the year, and they haven't really shown us any real progress with how the sacrifice is going. We've seen a couple of items, not very many, and we've seen the map. And we've seen Farguild, the fat fucker walking around the map. That's it. That's all we saw. Like, this is pretty sad. This is pretty fucking sad. Because it's like, oh, you're doing this really cool, ambitious thing. Nice. But also, like, what the fuck? I don't know anymore, man. Just kind of disappointing. Because people are going like, oh, you don't know what they're trying to do. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to rebalance the game to the point where they like it. The player base will have to just kind of deal with it, but they're removing the like railguns because they're not liking how people are literally rebirthing within like 13 seconds. A lot of the time. It's like, okay, cool. It's not as intended, but yeah. Like, nice. You did something cool. No, they're not gonna do that. They want to completely rewrite the game to the point where it almost feels brand new, but with the subtle element of nostalgia. Hence, third sacrifice. You're not going to be given the actual thing, but you're going to be crafting. So it's going to be like when they first added the crafter for the enchanted items, because people thought that was so cool, such a cool thing to do, and like it was so just bizarre that they didn't think that's what was going to happen. So like, okay, this is really neat and cool. It's a lot of cool items being added. Now remember, they already have a lot of items that are like added for third sacrifice. So they're already partial way there. It's like, okay, so what now? What are you gonna do now? Because it just really feels like they're gonna be doing where they're gonna have crafting as the core elements of the game, which is already kind of what sacrifice, what the end game of Sacrifice 2 is at its current state. But that's gonna be at its core state is crafting items, because they're gonna be taking out a lot of the superstitious items and making them actually reborn, and they're gonna be putting some reborn items into superstitious. That or just gonna they're just gonna be adding a lot more superstitious with more lore bits to them, which will be pretty cool. Because yeah, but at the current state, the lore is kind of like you opening a book and you just finding a big stinky turd in that book, and then you just kind of like look and see what is required for the recipe, and that's it. You don't really care about the lore because it's like, Blocky Burn made a couple videos about this because it's kind of a joke. It really is, because they're making Farguild a part of the lore cool. It's a character no one likes. The characters people actually like are not anywhere in the lore to begin with. Like, they've had this building here, they did like one or two like events with it, and then that's it. So now this is a trophy. It's just a fucking trophy for no fucking reason. It's just sad and disappointing. It really is, because this would be so cool. They kind of walk in. If they add a new guy, no, they have this guy just like a cryo tube, and they've just had this emergency thing just flashing this entire time. We've had these like zombies here, which would be really cool to like fight, but we haven't fought them. No, we haven't. Like, there might have been like one or two updates where they're actually active, but no. No, they aren't. They don't have any current content with the game, in its state now for newer players. They just have events that'll just kind of pop in here and there to give them items so that way they can keep on advancing faster. That's good and bad. Because if you're in this content drought of second sacrifice, once people get to it, they're going to be very disappointed, very confused, and very sad. But giving them items makes them go like, okay, cool, this is an item collecting game. But if they walk over to a player's base and they see that someone has an item that they don't have, they're like, okay, how do I get this? They're gonna look up some information, and then guess what they're gonna see? This was only run during like 1 or 2 events, and that was last year or 2 years ago. Oh, so I can't get it. They're gonna feel really disappointed. They're gonna look and see what is actually obtainable and what could be possibly obtainable if a event is actually ran. But that's if the correct event that they want is actually ran. Because, like, kind of sad to see. Because you'll be running over people's bases. Like, okay, these people are doing pretty good. But then you see a fucking cake. See a big ass fucking just like shit stain on their base. And you're like, oh. They got a cake. It's like, okay, cool. Nice. But when they have multiple cakes, it's just sad. Because this person's on his first life. And his main things are cakes. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of sad. Because you want to see people looking into the meta, seeing what's like there, seeing what's good, seeing what's actually usable. But they're not. Not being able to. They're given a few items that they think are good, but are bad. This is the 7th year for Miners Haven, and they didn't do any big like update. If they would have shipped out like part 1 of third sacrifice, just to get people's toes wet in the water, that'd be pretty cool. It would have been really nice. It would have been really good for the actual game state. Due to the fact that the player base has already mostly died off of the old players. Like, there's a few that are still there fighting over the leaderboards. But other than that, people have just given up on this game. There's not going to be an update. There won't. And it's quite sad and disappointing that that's the case, that people are just leaving it. I play it here and there just for kind of fun and nostalgia, but like, it's literally just kind of turned into me just watching something on my second monitor, and me hitting like 6 buttons on my mouse. That's it. Because I have like keybinds to different keys on my keyboards for the shortcuts. It's just kind of disappointing that they haven't pushed through any of the quality of life changes, such as the like keyboard shortcuts where you can rebind keys, and or the like different NPC routes that they could have pushed and the new map. Well, like, okay, so this is what we have done so far. This is what's stable. Here you go. Have fun with it. And then maybe add in like a few new items, like or the shop UI overhaul on the inventory overall. It would have been really cool, because that could have shown us that, hey, we're continuing to work on stuff. This is part like 1. We're gonna be running a big event with it too, or something like that. Because like, they could have ran like some more of the stuff to get to Sacrifice 3. Because I know for certain there'll be more steps to get to Sacrifice 3 than what we currently have. Because I currently have the key, the book. I have the couple of other things that you need. And yeah. I mean, it's pretty disappointing when you have to do a maze twice, basically. And the maze is kind of like meh. Kind of cool, but also not at the same time. But yeah. So it seems to me that like it's just complacency. People are going like, you need to like make a big update ranting about how bad the game's going. Like, I'm going like, I'm trying to look out for the best interest of new and concurrent players because currently, as it stands, people are just leaving. Like we're having new players join, but they'll eventually hit a wall, get stuck, and stop playing, and then they'll just move on to the next game. I want to see Miners Haven do actually good. I want to see them do these like really cool things and succeed, but I'm thinking that they're biting off more than what they can chew, and they're waiting. I don't know why they're waiting to release more information on Sacrifice 3 because it just kind of feels like they're just not working on it anymore. Like, Miners Haven Leaks gets maybe a post like once a month, maybe once every 2 months. At this point in time, the last thing that we got was the map. Cool. Where's the actual content? Where's the actual like the soup? I get it. You're like preparing the bowl and trying to show us, hey, look at all these cool things that we're currently doing. In the meantime, in the background, like, cool. Where's the actual soup? I don't want a bowl with a little bit of water in it. I want some content. I want some stuff to do. I want something that I can actually like. That I can actually do. It's like, okay, we'll give you some of that, and they rerun old updates. If they were making it a fact that they weren't going to be running updates to begin with, why'd they rerun the birthday event, but not the Easter? The birthday event is just kind of sad. Because it's the 7th year. And they're still giving out 6th year items. Cool, you can give players that weren't there like specific items. Fine. Make every birthday event items available then for the 7th year. Oh, we can't do that. Why? Because you're too lazy to drag and drop multiple folders instead of just one? If you've looked into actually making your own game and how to do updates, it's pretty fucking easy. Because basically what you have are two versions of the game. Constantly. Side by side with each other. The current update and what you are working on. The current update is saved to Roblox and is saved on their servers and is available for people to actually join. Now, what is the second one? It's the beta. What you're currently working on, what is currently there, and what is in the works of being done. I mean, like, if there's nothing really there to stop you from just dragging and dropping old files into the current game, then yeah, there's nothing stopping you from rerunning old events. Other games have like done this where they've just like rerun a like old event because they're working on a large update. Cool, nice. But if you're gonna rerun a like old seasonal event, rerun multiple at the same time. Well, not multiple events, but like multiple of the event. So if you have a couple of Halloweens, combine them and ship them. There you go. New update. Older items are now available to the community as a whole, and you don't have to worry about a like content drop because there will be enough things for people to actually work on for a good hot minute. Because if there's multiple things that they have to work on, cool. They're doing stuff. They're doing things. It keeps players entertained, it keeps players coming back. And you can even say, hey, we're just rerunning multiple events because we're working on something that's actually pretty big and in the works that's pretty cool. So please, can you be like patient, and we'll be keeping you informed more in the later, more in the future. This game actually has a decent community of people. Now, a lot of the high lives are very seclusive, and they don't like talking to each other, other than if they're like buddy with each other and they actually know each other personally. Otherwise, you won't get a peep out of them. And they won't share any of their trade secrets. So I'm like, okay, cool, you do you, man, you do you. But like, when it comes down to actually like working on the update, like they need to just like show more content, because as it stands, we're just in a void with nothing to fill it. And why do you think I'm saying this is bad? Well, it's bad for several reasons. So if they don't add anything to their game, we're gonna eventually get to this point where there's nothing really there to begin with anymore. So like, there's gonna kind of get to a point where, okay, so what do we add now? And if it's already done, oh no, we're kind of screwed. I kill myself here. Okay, we're up close to the top. I glitched the map apparently somewhere. So it's like, okay, cool. But like, you need to put out decent updates, because if you don't, you're gonna start losing this like loop of players that are keep coming back. They're buying stuff, and they're actually playing your game. You're gonna lose them, and if you lose them, that's your one lifeline that you can keep on going back to. But if they don't want to return due to like maybe some type of drama within the like community, or if it's a large content creator that is just kind of getting fed up with like what's happening to the game. I'm looking forward to Sacrifice 3. I'm looking forward to it, but like, as it stands, they're not adding anything to the game currently, and people are going like, "Oh, why are you so negative towards the game?" Because they haven't done anything to it that changes the game. I mean, like, they've done updates in the past that they can easily rerun. They can make things that were not obtainable for newer and older players. Cool. But if you see, if you look at the wiki and the like events that they've been doing, this year's like event list, there's only like 4 events so far. 4. Like throughout most of spring, we still had the winter map, the winter version of the map. I believe it was like mid-spring when they finally ran the like spring exotic update, which gave me the chance to get some of the exotics that I needed. I was really happy about that. What I'm not happy about is how it took them like halfway through the season to actually change the game. Because like I've said before, it's a simple copy paste of what's currently there in their beta to the published version. Because I know that they have at least 2 to 3 versions. Because they have their like test server, they have their own personal server, and they also have the actual Miners Haven servers. Cool, nice. You're doing good, doing really good. They're not gonna be optimizing the game anymore from this current standpoint. If you don't read, it's saying weaker computers and phones will not be able, will or may not be able to run when you first start up the game. It's a warning. It's a very big warning. A lot of games actually do this now because it's kind of like, why are you playing on a mobile device? Like Xbox is like understandable because you may not have a PC that is capable of doing stuff, or you may not have access to a PC, but you have an Xbox. Cool. Xbox or PlayStation. Cool. There you go. But as it currently stands, they're not looking to make it playable for these mobile users or weaker laptop users. They're trying to only go after a certain niche of people, but also they're not trying to keep them at all either. They're just trying to like show, hey, we're actually doing a few things here and there, but we're not going to be running everything. And I'm like, why? You have the capability of running multiple events, like back to back. It'd make you look like more of an active game to the Roblox community as a whole, not the Miners Haven, the Roblox community. So they're basically shooting themselves in the foot by not running updates and seasonal updates like what they've used to do in the past. Because the fucking Innovator was a thing. The like Halloween and Christmas updates that were kind of like combined together in a way, sort of. It's kind of weird, but hey, it worked. It brought content to the game. It made people like want to play the game. It's like cool. But as the current stands, they're going to be losing more and more players because newer players will just get bored of the game. Older players are essentially just ditching the game and going for something else, or playing a like Redux version of this by a different creator, because they've actually implemented like a like newer sacrifice, or they've put a lot more updates into the actual game. But yeah, hopefully everyone has a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.